Hello, technical difficulties. Electric State had to reboot because some things that shouldn't have been shown on there came up anyways. I don't know why it does that. Let's see here. Why don't we have it do the proper capture this time? There we go. Cool. We'll just delete that VOD later. Anyways, so yeah, the opening scene is us back in the interior of this secret facility. While Ashley and July have gone to bond over some music and reduce a bit of their strain, and I guess the best way to put it would be emotional damage from losing hope. That's a good way to interpret it, I suppose. There is some time for Joanne, who is now more or less by herself, but had been talking to Rendis and the other two scientists. But we see that Rendis and Joanne have gone to an examination room, and it's not necessarily that Rendis is a doctor, but she is a scientist, but she does know basic first aid. And so we see the two of them in this examination room, Joanne sitting on what's close enough to a table, with the good doctor having a med kit open, and she's just looking over the previous injury that was inflicted via that knife. She's kind of reapplying some antiseptic ointments and wrapping it in a more proper bandage, and she says, "Well, it seems that there is something very nasty that wants to do you harm. If it had been any deeper, it might have caused a severe laceration."
Yeah, and I'm a bit confused on why I wanted to do me harm.
Is there a reason?
Okay, so this is kind of a weird thing, but this is the first time I met you, but I know you because I've seen you before, but not here before. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. Just because you do not remember does not mean it has not happened.
Yeah, just I don't think it's happened in this me's past.
Well, this version of you may not be the same version of you that I have met, but you do know that there is something familiar about our acquaintanceship, is there not?
There definitely is, yeah.
She kind of offers a little smile and starts to wrap the injury a little tightly. Not painfully tight, but that kind of doctor snug that tells you that it's really like there to put pressure and get the medicine really in there so that it's gonna do its healing work. And she says, "What if I let you in on a little secret?"
I think I'd be interested in hearing.
You can't tell the others, okay? I promise they would not believe you.
Okay, I won't tell them.
And she kind of leans in very close and she says, "I am a time traveler. And truthfully, I have known you for far longer than you might realize. I have known all of you for a very long time. And I am so happy to see all of you again. Look at you all. You're so young and unjaded and happy. I am so glad to see that. And I genuinely hope that this time you reach her.
Not sure who, but I hope so too. Is it common for people to remember other times?
No. It is not a normal occurrence. Your friend Ashley had gotten stuck in a time loop once, and I was there to help her. It was easier to do because it was not a fixed point in time. It was still quite malleable. They were able to, rewrite what was done and get themselves out of the reoccurrence. But some things will always have to stay the way they are. Some things cannot be rewritten. Some things are just kind of the way they are, I suppose. But every so often you can kind of nudge things in the direction you want it to go, and hope that the outcome changes slightly. Maybe maybe with enough nudging in one direction or the other, you might be able to get it exactly where you need it to be.
I think I've tried my best. Who knows? If the time fails, hopefully I'll remember more next time.
I hope so. And thankfully for you all, you are not in a time loop. But I understand you only get the one shot at it. Another you, maybe they will be more successful than you were. But you won't know for sure until you get there. I can help nudge you in the right direction, however, but I cannot tell you how this will end for you. Your end is going to be very different from mine.
Well, I appreciate the nudges. And hopefully the ripples don't come into the wave.
Sometimes a wave can bring things crashing down around you. Sometimes waves can be what is needed to get your ship home.
Joe's gonna slowly sit up once the bench is fully rolled. Thanks, Doc.
Of course.
Oh, if you see a black cat with white spot, let me know.
I will be sure to do so. And with Joanne getting up and stepping out into the hall, I think it's appropriate that we move the camera back outside. The storm is raging around the car, but thankfully for Harvey, he is inside. You can hear the wind howling and the rattle of pebbles and sand against the glass once the reboot process has finally finished. From his safe location far, far away, or their location far, far away, the drone operator behind the seat is relieved to see that connection has been reestablished. But Harvey's companions are no longer in the car. There is a blinking red light on a building to the car's left. And a door, while closed, looks like it could be accessed.
Well, that was an unpleasant storm.
The storm continues to rage around you.
Still muddy outside, but I mean, I might as well try to get to the door.
All right. I don't require any checks for this. You have no fear of the strong winds or the cutting of sand on your non-existent skin. When the back hatch opens, there is some resistance from the gusts and the pull of the wind, but electric servos and pistons are more than enough to be able to bring the door back down and keep it from collecting more than just a minor inconvenience amount of sand over everything on the interior. And you're able to trot your way over to the door located...
Oh, this is going to take some cleaning.
Yeah, to the door that's located under that flashing red light. And you see that there's a call button, a little elevator that would summon the hatch that would get you down to the security. You could attempt to call somebody and get the elevator sent up if you really wanted to.
Is there anything around that I can kind of get a surveillance of where I might be?
Yeah, I don't think it needs a roll. Something I learned from this is rolls really should only be happening when it's something super duper important or dangerous. So I'm going to kind of rein it back. But what I will say is visibility is hard to make out for a human. But Harvey is not human. You're able to scan the area. You scan and pierce through the dust storm raging around you, and you're able to map out that this is a large building, and the other buildings around them are damaged, hollow, unoccupied. The town is largely abandoned, as if it had been built around this facility to keep attention away from it by making it look like a ghost town. Your scans go a little deeper because I imagine at some point you'll approach this control panel as well, and with an easy enough dive into the systems, you're able to pick up the only life signatures within miles during this dust storm. There's currently 4 life signals, 3 of which match signatures that you've become very familiar with, and a 4th signature, and then 2 robots.
Well, then I shall knock.
Boom, boom, boom. And then a digital request sent down to the elevator. And after a moment, a little intercom chimes in and says, "Yes, hello? It's somebody up there."
Yeah, it's kind of dusty out here. I was wondering if I could have a certain shelter.
It's in the middle of a boob. I would be quite dusty. Who are you and why are you here?
I kind of got caught out in the storm. I believe my companions are already around.
Oh, you came with the 3 women that are down here. The doctor vouched for them. One moment, and it clicks off for a second. July and Ashley, after a moment, the Caucasian male that was identified as Jacques kind of knocks at the area where you all were and says, "There's a voice outside in the storm claiming to know you all."
Harvey!
So I'm just kind of sitting at at like a little station with my repair kit out, looking over at the headset. But Ashley will stand up, walk toward and say, "I can try and identify the voice."
Yeah, it might be this Harvey that was mentioned, but sure, come along.
Tell him I say hi.
All right. And he gestures for you to follow. And, before long, Ashley, you're brought to the intercom, and channel is open. He says, "Hello, I brought one of them here. Your name wouldn't be Harvey, is it?"
It would be.
Yep, that's him.
Huh. Well, I can send the elevator up for him if you like.
Glad somebody made it through the storm. Y'all kind of left me in the car.
I
Didn't know
tried to
exactly
carry
what was
you.
going on. Yeah, I'm a bit heavy.
We'll get you down here soon. Are you damaged?
Enough that I should be able to repair myself. Rather dirty.
A robot? He kind of looks curiously at Ashley.
Yeah.
Well, that would explain why he was left out in the storm. Well, Harvey, we'll send the elevator up, and just know that the elevator will be automated to bring you back down. You needn't mess with anything else while you're there. I trust your friend can show you around. I have more work to get back to, so the elevator's on its way. And before long, that red light flickers green, and the little doors open at the middle, dropping one door down to the floor and one to the ceiling, giving room for you to enter, and piling in a fresh layer of sand and rock in it as well once you clamber into the elevator. It doesn't take long for it to descend, and before long, it opens on the other end, same way. One door to the floor, one to the ceiling, and you find that Ashley is there, waiting for you.
Sorry. We tried to get you in, but
I mean, I get it. I'm not as squishy as you guys.
we
Right.
were also cutting it pretty close.
That's true. Yeah, car's basically covered. You might have to try to dig it out.
Yeah, well, come on in. So, I think Dr. Rentis is running this place. She seems to be in charge. The one you spoke to is Jacques, and there's also a Paul somewhere around. July is awake. Sounds like she's coming down from a bit of a rush. I'm not sure where. I'm not sure where Joe ran off to, but she's somewhere down here.
Well, that restart kind of took me a little while. How long have you all been down here for?
At least an hour.
Yeah, it would be at least an hour. It wasn't that hard for a system restore, but For someone like a drone operator, an hour is a long time to be disconnected.
Truthfully, it felt like days.
Well, come on over. There's July. She says hi.
Hi.
I can try to help get you any repairs. I also have a favor to ask once we're finished repairing you.
You can always kill two birds with one stone.
And I'll assist in repairing Harvey.
Yeah. Why don't we take a look at how to do that now? Harvey, how much damage do you have?
It brought me all the way down to 0 hope.
So we gotta double check your drone operator.
So, but I did kind of do the whole streamer, so I did get an increased hope by 2. So technically, wouldn't I have 2 hope?
Yeah, you would have 2 hope now. So then I would say that a lot of the damage is largely superficial to your body then. Ashley can help clean while you run diagnostics on the body, pointing out any framework damage. It shouldn't take long to actually get all of that done. In the meantime, July, where have you wandered off to?
Well, so she's still. I feel like she slept for like a couple minutes, but that's like probably 10 at most, and that's the most that she was able to actually sleep. Um, she's still feeling the high, but she's definitely like coming down from it, a little more cognitive.
You had been brought
Slightly.
out of the. Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt, but you had been brought out of the bathroom, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, so she was sleeping in the room on a cot, and that's when her and Ashley had the conversation, and then she fell asleep. But I imagine the sleep wasn't long before the come down started happening, and then the guy knocking on the door just kind of like,
Brought her
woke
back.
her up. Yeah. She still feels like, a little happy-go-lucky, but not like, but yeah. I think she is starting to feel like slight tingles in her body to kind of signify that she is getting her senses back. But right now, she's kind of just wandering.
It's not long. It's not long to wander out. As you go to exit this room and honestly round the corner, you see that Dr. Rindis had been coming towards the room, holding a tray of what looked like a slice of orange, like an orange sliced into little sections, and a bottle of water. Fruit would be considered kind of a luxury right now. Like fresh fruit, a lot of stuff is very packaged and processed. So like fresh fruit is weird to see. And she's holding a tray of it along with this water, and she says, "Oh, July, good. You are awake."
Is that a fucking orange?
Oui, it is. I was
Wee
wondering I was wondering if you would like to share it with me since you are coming down.
Sure. I wouldn't say. Feel a little tingly. Still feel pretty good.
Well, this should help get you a little more balanced and ease up the withdrawals.
I don't feel withdrawals. We're fine. They don't happen to me.
There's a knowing smile from her and says, "Of course not. You are invincible after all. Come."
She like holds up her fist, kind of like in a square up position. It's like, yeah,
This way. We can sit and talk if you like.
not the best at talking, but okay.
You're better at it than you'd realize.
Still don't like that you're talking to me like you know who I am.
She gestures to a chair and sets the tray down.
She'd sit
And she
and
sits.
grab 4 pieces of not apple, orange.
Yeah. It's a genetically spliced apple orange.
Yeah, totally. But first, before she does that, she starts picking out the seeds, going through each slice and looking at it very closely. And then if she sees the little outline in the light, she pokes it out with her finger. Maybe flicks one at Rindis too.
She just kind of lets it happen and smiles, watching the little mannerisms, and she says, I have learned that honesty is important in my time.
Some say it's the best policy.
Some would say it is the best policy. Some would say
I've
that...
also been known to break policies. Or not follow them. Policies are the same thing as rules, right?
Owie. Yes, it's a nice way of saying rules.
Owie.
I have learned that honesty is important, and
okay.
I have learned that liars often feel that honesty is a commodity that they can be pliable with, bend it to how they feel is important in the moment. One's honesty might be a tool or a weakness or a means to an end, but I have learned that you have a nose for bullshit, and there is no sense in keeping things from you.
Mm-hmm.
And she reaches over and she takes one of the slices from the 4 that you had grabbed, and she picks it up and she peels it and she quickly plops it in her mouth before there's any chance for protest. And she says,
I'd love some for you.
And she says, yes, but yours is always sweeter. What I mean to say is, I am not pretending that I know you. I have explained in ways that your companions might understand, but for you, I feel like there is no way that I can truly dance around this. And I know that you are not going to like what you hear, because you are a woman of your own destiny. Oh, I love that
You're talking
dramatic
in
music
riddles
pause.
right now.
I am getting to the part that I know will be the hard.
Mm-hmm.
I know you, July Connors. I know you because you will know me. And while that sounds like I am speaking in riddles, it is not. You just have not gotten there yet. And it is fortuitous that we have come across each other when we had, because I am so happy to see you. And she reaches into her little lab suit and she fishes out a little necklace that has a ruby attached to it, but against it is a little sapphire. And she says, a long time ago, someone very special to me had given me this necklace, and I had given them one very similar that had a matching sapphire on it. And our roads had diverged But I was able to keep this because the memory of my time with them was so wonderful. In July, this necklace looks so familiar. That ruby looks so true to the one that is currently around your neck.
He's just slowly backs away a bit in the chair and is just staring uncomfortably.
You do not have to believe me now. As much as it breaks my heart to know that you do not believe me now, I am glad that I got to see you. And she reaches down and she takes out a little leather-bound book and she says, "This can explain everything in time. I do not want you to read it now. I don't even want you to
For
read
you, I can't fucking read well.
I don't even want you to read it tomorrow or the day after. You'll know when it's important to read and why, but you asked me to give this to you to help make everything clear. And she sets it on the table next to the oranges.
She goes to reach, but she grabs a slice of the orange instead and plops it in her mouth. Kind of trying to avoid conversation now. Am I still fucking high right now?
Yes, but this is very real. And I promise you that I am not trying to trick you or confuse you or manipulate you in any way. You have always asked me to be honest with you.
Well, you are confusing me right now.
Yeah. I'm so sorry for that.
And is the necklace on the table?
No, but it's still
Okay, good.
It's still out in front of her little suit, invisible. Just the ruby and the sapphire right up against each other. They kind of make like an upside down heart now.
I can just put that away.
Of course. And that
I don't. And she like puts her hand on the notebook and pushes it back towards her. And I don't.
no.
No thanks. Not right now.
Keep it with you, please.
Why can't you just tell me when I should read it? I honestly might need help reading it. Because a few of those words you said earlier, don't know what the fuck you were talking about.
It looks like it kind of hurts her to take the necklace and tuck it away. But when the journal is pushed towards her, she kind of scoots back a bit and she shakes her head and she says, "I can't."
I think during that time too, July like reaches and like takes off her own necklace and just puts it in her backpack.
I I should go. And you can finish the oranges and drink the water. Stay hydrated. You always are bad about your hydration.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of gets up, and there's a little bit of an awkwardness to her gait now. She had seemed so confident before, but she walks towards the door of the kitchen where you all had sat down, and she says, I don't... I'm glad I got to see you again. And she just kind of walks out at that note. Ashley.
She just
Oh, sorry,
runs
go
her
ahead.
hands through her. No, you're good. She just kind of runs her hands through her hair, is just kind of sitting there, elbows on the table, not touching the orange or the water or anything, while she's just kind of like staring down at the table.
The orange.
Very confused, trying to process shit.
The orange, the water, the journal that had definitely stayed right there.
Yeah, she's not focused on that. And she just stays there until something else happens.
Joe, you see now that Ashley and Harvey are in the more common area, cleaning and getting him back up to speed.
Well, it's good to see you made your way inside.
Yeah, he just booted up again, so most of the damage looks superficial though, so I think he'll be fine.
That's good.
Yeah, mostly just a lot of dust. A little hard on the
out there.
software. Hey, as long as you guys are gotten safe, I think you're okay.
Speaking of software, you see that that Neurocaster there? The one we got from the theme park?
Yes, I was actually rather intrigued by that.
Sunshine's Neurocaster. I have no doubt it will be a useful tool later. But I want to make sure that I can get it repaired, and then I want to transfer usership to myself.
Have you tried any repairs on it right now?
I was just getting ready to lay into it.
Okay,
I would like your help.
that's fair.
When I do start transferring usership, we have to do it on a closed network. And I'm going to need... I'm not worried about being able to get in and out. But just make sure nothing else would happen.
I was going to say, let's try to back up the memory.
We'll see. I don't know if it's worth backing up, but we'll see.
Well, she might have known something or kept something in there.
You seem like an awkward lady.
It depends on what we find. First things first, though, I want to make sure that there's no serious physical damage, and if there is, that we can repair it.
I'll see what I can do.
All right, so I have Neurocaster tools. And I'm guessing this would be a witch roll.
You are trying to get into the Neurocaster?
I want to make sure it's repaired first if there's any damage. If there's no damage, then I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I do believe you can just do a wits roll for that. Do you have any tools that would help provide any bonuses for it?
Neurocaster tools.
Perfect. That would give you a +1, I believe, unless it states something different on it. I still am trying to figure out where the inventory list is because it's what a
Yeah.
wonderful layout we have.
Let's see, where did I see it before?
Now, can I assist with the roll?
I want to say so. I want to say yes. So I think you'd provide her with an extra dice as well.
Can I also try to assist?
Are you proficient in repairing Neurocasters?
I am not,
Then
but I can
don't
keep track of the
think-
pieces when I'm taking it apart.
I don't think so. I think
Duh.
yeah, because it's so technical.
Here we go. Gear. Tool.
Gear. I was looking at equipment.
Can be used to repair Neurocasters.
61 108. 61.
Okay, so it just gives me the ability to repair it, it says.
108.
Page 63.
Oh, that is the 63 one? Okay, I was looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just underneath shared items.
Alrighty. Neurocaster. It's not in alphabetical order either. Tools general.
14.
14 Neurocaster can be used to repair Neurocasters. 108 has something specifically for tools. I wonder if there's anything that can be used for that.
We'll past it. Let's see
Oh,
one.
yeah, actually, on page 108, or 109, actually, Tools Neurocaster is a +2 bonus.
Oh, cool. All right.
I'm glad I followed up with double checking that.
Yeah, I didn't think I was
So-
getting anything.
So yeah, the gear is on 108 and 109. So it'll tell you if there's a bonus and the actual cost for the items.
Awesome.
Shades give a +1 empathy bonus. I love that.
So does gum.
Hmm?
So does gum.
So does gum. All right. So yeah, go ahead and make the roll. You're gonna be at
fresh breath.
you're gonna be at a +3 because Harvey is helping as well.
Gotcha.
Two successes.
Awesome.
And there was an Xbox unlock sound. Nice.
That's like a third success, right?
Yeah. Oh god, my stomach. Ugh, it's doing that flip again. I'm gonna hold out. I'm gonna endure. We don't have long. Okay. The Neurocaster's physical damage is repairable. You guys spend probably 20-30 minutes working on it, changing out some bad motivators and readjusting some wires, having to resolder some bits, and I would even say as you're digging through it and kind of cleaning it out, you would see that there is the groundwork of some. What was the word for the cancerous growths that were happening within the machines? Was there a specific word for it, or are we just calling them growths?
It was machine cancer.
Machine cancer. You are starting to see the onset of the machine cancer deep within the hardware itself. thankfully, you're able to scrape and clean it out. This sickly, tumorous growth that was starting to form within the metal and wires. It doesn't take long to clean it out, and you feel confident that the cleanout was thorough with the amount of successes that you got.
And I just make sure that what we removed is sealed off, and I throw it in an incinerator
That you are absolutely certain does exist in this lab, which it does. And once it's closed back up, you're able to power it on, and it kind of hums to life with a kind of like chimey sound that is not an Xbox starting up, but it sounds more. Well, I'm just gonna make the reference because it's closer to like the 90s than the late 2000s. It makes like the first gen PlayStation boot up kind of noise, where it sounds a little more crisp, I guess, and not so synchronized. But it's very airy in its same little startup sound. And when you have it up and running, yeah, you get the feeling that you could boot into it now if you wanted to.
Before we boot into it, shall we actually, see about the hard drive and see about if there's anything we can tell about the user's past? And or what led to her current status?
Is that Harvey asking out loud, or?
Yes, actually.
Oh, okay. She stole my work and sold it to the military.
Well, it's been a while since you've probably seen her last, and the last time we saw her, she was little more than dead than alive.
Well, the girl with the paper mask killed her.
Oh, yes. So, and I mean, if you're jumping into that, we don't know. She could have put something to fry your brain, too.
I am sure I'll probably run into a firewall, which is why I requested your help.
So,
whatever
yeah,
whatever that entails, like I said, I've always kind of had a knack for resisting the effects of neurocasters. In fact, my teacher was very impressed that my, and I quote, brains did not evacuate my ears the first time I tried his prototype.
Well, let me give it a shot first, if you don't mind.
This is something I have to do.
Oh gosh, okay. I was trying to hold it, but I don't think I can. You guys just kind of like riff and RP with the three of you for a minute. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
No worries.
Well, I mean, if that's what you want to do, I don't want to see your brains evacuate your ears, necessarily. It's much more entertaining through the nose.
Tell you what, I can, if it helps, if you want to connect as an anchor, but this is something I feel like I really need to do. Sunshine was a very, very bad person. And while I don't know everything that she did, she's the reason that the world is falling apart.
Tell you the truth, I think the world was falling apart even before someone like her.
She's the one who pulled the trigger.
She's the one who caused the flood back home?
I don't know about that, but
She pushed a red button that says "Do not press."
something like that. But when I was a kid, I was working with my professor, Dr. Kojima. He and I were. He taught me everything about this after I became invested in the VR systems. And since I was a bit of an artist, I kind of got excited about designing something for, well, for everyone. Something that might have been able to improve everyone's lives after the flood had happened. She showed up after the flood, took over everything. Real corporate bitch. Money and power.
I've dealt with a few of those.
Well, she was up there with them. But I succeeded after I lost my teacher. I was there in the foundation when the flood happened. And to this day, I don't really know how or why I survived when so many other people didn't. But I spent the next several years working on the systems that these neurocasters now connect to. I was part of the team that designed Nirvana. And then she came and took my work, sold it to the military, and big war ensues. Drones destroyed. And now we have a rogue AI enslaving human and machine alike.
Yep. World's kind of turned a little bit more than we've liked.
Instead of doing anything about it, seems like she holes up in her last little fortress in a theme park, hidden away from everyone, instead of actually trying to fix the situation.
Well, those are theirs go for the riches, and those are those who try to make the world better. The world would be a better place if everyone loved each other.
It would.
I agree with you there.
Well, I'm hoping to use this neurocaster to reach my original software, my original designs, and I'm hoping I can use them to put an end to the machine god.
That's a goal.
Whether...
With that, sorry.
No, you're fine.
I was gonna say July would just come like sort of stomping in, being like, does anyone know where any fucking alcohol is here?
No alcohol. We already hid the cans of Duster.
The what?
they're making a joke. Probably in a kitchen, but
I guess I'll go look again. And she turn back around and go into the kitchen.
you could sit with us.
No. Go back.
Okay then.
If
She
anyone
doesn't
was
want us to-
observant, they would notice that she does not have her necklace on anymore.
I will roll with just to see if that's observant.
Fine
No, I
by
don't
me.
notice.
No, I mean, I was gonna say I'm fine. Like, she would make it like, 'cause I feel like throughout the like little whiles, like she would be like, when they would be walking around, she would like have her hand on it, and like she would reach for it as she's walking back to the kitchen, but then there's nothing there, and she kind of just like huff, and that's when she's like, no.
Yeah, Joe's gonna stand up like, okay, you guys try to reach her code, and I'm gonna check on her. And she's gonna go follow July.
She's like going through the cabinets, looking around, opening the fridge.
Yep, alcohol. But Joe pulls out a pack of gum from her pocket. Want a piece?
She'd like stop holding the cabinets open, poke her head around, and then just kind of sigh in defeat and walk over and grab a piece, putting it in her mouth and cross her arms.
You okay?
Shit's just fucking weird, and I don't like it. I would much rather be at home, which is weird because the whole reason I'm with you guys is because I want to go away from home. And I still want to.
But
I
you're used
don't
to
know.
home. So when you're in weird places, home seems normal, even if you don't want to be there, right?
Yeah, I guess that's right. Especially when people come in, steal your fucking orange slice when you left half of an orange for her to take it, pull out some necklace that kind of resembles your own, and then hands you a notebook and starts talking like you know each other, and just weird, and I don't like it.
Just gonna nod. This place is more weird than the rest, I think.
Yeah, it is.
From the other room, you just hear, "It's not the weirdest."
Oh no, my ears died. Give me a moment. Gotta fix that. No, I gotta connect to here.
So you're
Okay, I'm
completely
back.
out? You're back? Okay.
Yeah.
She's right, not the weirdest, but still pretty up there.
I'm used to being able to just run away, go on stage, have people oogle at me when I don't feel like being talked to, or go into a back alley, get high out of my fucking mind, go to a bar, have a bunch of people buy drinks for me. I can't do that here, and I don't like it. I thought this was just gonna be a one-way road. Once I got out of there, I could find another place and just go back to my life. But now I'm brought into this shit. And I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, I feel angry, but at the same time, I'm like, not letting I kind of fucked myself over by getting high. No, I fucked myself over by getting high earlier because I'm like not angry, but I want to be. My body still feels tingly and I still feel like I'm like slightly off the ground. Not like in the sky and like ready to fall asleep on a cloud.
Well, can't say I know what that feeling is like, but
I would say I could show you, but I have a limited space, so.
I don't think I should. But Joe's gonna hold a hand out to her like, I can help pull you down.
No, that's the last thing I want right now. Why I'm looking for fucking alcohol.
Might not be the best thing for it. Because, like you said, this place is weird. Sometimes being able to see straight in a weird place is what gets you through it.
I disagree. And she turned to start looking in the cabinets again. But thanks for the offer, I guess.
Try to do what I can.
Yeah, seems like a lot of people do that here.
Yeah. Seems more like happens here than out there. Joe's gonna open a cabinet and look through that as well.
I don't know if Rendis is back yet, but I'll just roll. Just for funsies.
Use the fudge dice.
I don't even know what to do with them. I roll for fudge.
She's not back yet.
Ah, nothing.
2D,
I don't find anything.
No
No
fudge
chocolate
for
for us.
you.
Not even a little bit.
Oh, there's a plus
How do you-
there, so how do you know? Do they just cancel each other out? Do you not
Yeah.
get
Wait,
fudge?
let me try. Oh, what? I don't know.
I don't understand. Hi,
Okay.
so we're role playing. What's
Hi.
going on, guys? What
Can I roll to look for alcohol in the kitchen?
No, I don't even need you to roll because you're gonna be very surprised to find that this laboratory does not have alcohol in its kitchen.
So my fudge dice was right. No fudge.
No fudge for you. You will find that there's like a surprisingly low amount of food for needing to keep 3 people fed. Everything's
This is
like
gonna sound so bad. Is there any hand sanitizer anywhere?
I was going to say there is absolutely like hand sanitizer, and then like in the other labs there would be like,
Or what's the thing?
Rubbing alcohol.
No, is there any vanilla extract?
no, I don't think so.
Ah,
So like I'll explain a little better so that we don't have to guessing game it. Stuff in here. This is like a government facility laboratory. It's
Yeah.
not like a kitchen, so there's no like raw ingredients sitting out. Like the fact that she had an orange was a luxury. Things here are more like pre-packaged meal rations, I guess. So there's enough food here to feed a single person for like 3 weeks. Or I guess if you really wanted to stretch it out, 3 people for 1 week, but usually research facilities don't keep a weekly stockpile of stuff. it just seemed very strange that there is a distinct lack of food and supplies here, as if it was only meant for one person. But there would be a bottle of hand sanitizer, yeah.
She put some of it into the cup of water that was given to her.
Nope, don't do
That's
that.
so gross.
She's gonna regret it later.
That's
Yeah.
actually like straight up
It's gonna
poison.
give you the shits of the very best.
Yeah, it just becomes laxatives when you do that.
There will be no high, just shits.
Pretty much actually. She will just be in the bathroom for the rest of the session.
Hey, at least she's not trying to distill wood.
Don't give her ideas.
Wood in a desert? Don't kid yourself.
Anyways, what did I miss from everybody while I was gone?
Ashley explained a little bit about who Sunshine was to Harvey and Joe, and July came in, and Joe went to talk with July, and she was looking for alcohol, and that's when you got back.
Okay. Have you all encouraged her that looking for alcohol is not a good idea?
Yep.
Yep.
Nope.
So, signs and side effects of consumption are just, they may start acting drunk or tipsy, may notice telltale signs of slurred speech, they may be confused or fatigued. What do you call it? If you drink too much, you may notice clammy skin, trouble with comprehension, loss of consciousness, changes in breathing, convulsions, among other side effects. If someone ingests a product, blah blah blah. It doesn't say anything about laxatives.
Are you reading what happens if you drink hand sanitizer?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so
But she's not. I mean, if Joe tries to stop her, she's not going to like fight her on it.
So here's what my quick search from just on Google, but it's from health services. Drinking any hand sanitizer can seriously harm you, and those that contain methanol can kill you. Methanol is a type of alcohol that's used to make chemicals.
It's not common in hand sanitizer anymore.
But this is the 90s.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, this is 30 years ago.
This is the 90s, you see, back when health codes didn't live up to 2024 standards.
Well, this is also when people were not necessarily drinking hand sanitizer either.
They weren't really using hand sanitizer, for that matter. But, I mean, we had people drinking hand sanitizer in 2020, so... And those people died.
And at the mid-odds, too.
I mean, we had people drinking Listerine.
Well, you can drink Listerine as a desperate alcoholic measure, but it's still not a good time.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at
But no,
is...
I mean, she had started to say it, but if Joe tries to like stop her, which I think you had
really
started
feel like
to
somebody
say,
should stop
she
her.
was like, she
was
just
stopping
kind of
her.
like
Okay,
huffs and just slumps in the chair.
Joe is going to stop her from drinking it. So July is now huffing and unhappy at not being able to poison herself on 90s hand sanitizer. So you have a working neurocaster.
All right. I am going to make sure it is not connected to any open network. It is on a standalone thing, running on its batteries, and
Did you want to use V as an anchor, like you said?
Yeah, we can do that. So I don't know what we're gonna find in here. So only if you're up for that.
I'm up for anything.
All right,
You've been warned.
here goes nothing. I connect both Neurocasters. I'll make sure Harvey is connected as well, and I lift up the Neurocaster, and I will put it on my head.
You're going to put the fancy Neurocaster on your head.
Sure am. I also... Yeah, no, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say I'd like to make sure that my guitar is close by, just so I can feel it.
Well, you said never mind, so I guess it didn't happen.
I want to do that now. I need to feel relatively safe.
You feel grounded, that's fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
So does July.
So, you grab up this Neurocaster, and guitar is in your hands, and you hear the familiar boot up sound of the Neurocaster going live. This will require a roll from you because you are not the primary user, and I want you to be able to get into it. I need 3 successes from you.
Do you need anything from
All
me?
right.
You guys can't help her. She's going in this alone because she's wearing it.
I mean, we are using me as an anchor, though.
I mean, she's using her guitar as an anchor, but
I can have 2 anchors.
can you?
I
don't
mean,
know.
she plugged in through me to... I don't know. I think we're sharing the experience.
All right. But here's my devil's bargain. You can get a +2 from Harvey, but you both share the consequences of failing.
I love it.
Okay.
All right. So
Beautiful.
the Neurocaster at that level, I believe, is a 3 across the board. So you will make your roll with the +3 for the Neurocaster, and then a +2 from Harvey. And I need 3 successes from you.
Did I get any hope back for the repairs?
Your hope is fully restored.
Okay.
Yeah. We didn't go over that, but I will say, since you guys did take that time to do it and you had been role-playing, I'll say that it can be back.
Okay.
In fact, the time y'all have spent down here, for good or ill, everyone's hope can be back up, if it's not already.
I will push that.
Alrighty. Keep in mind the rider that comes with it.
Yeah.
So you can't roll that one. Actually, no, you can't roll the 1 on this one, right?
We got 1 success.
Yeah, but she can't re-roll the 1 or the
I don't
6.
think I
Right.
can. Yeah, I don't think I can roll the 1 or the 6.
You're stuck with the 1 and 6.
So it's going to be 2 successes, but no additional ones.
Yep.
So, which is fine. Like, the only ramifications that would have come from this was if you had lost any hope. You have reached your first real hurdle in trying to access a corporate bigwig's secure Neurocaster. Just being able to slap it on your head and, the two of you spending a little bit of time on it isn't going to be enough. It looks like it's something that will take some time, take some tinkering, take some tweaking, but it is not something you can get to today. And I want to say that it works kind of in the same way that once you have inputted the passcode a number of times to try and get through it, you are locked out. You are not locked out forever, but it is definitely not letting you get into it. Even though this has locked you out, you do end up seeing that there is a small little icon. There's a little paperclip against the backdrop of a sticky note with eyes that kind of blink one, then the other, and it looks at you, and in a text speech bubble, it goes, "Hi there, friend. You look like you could use some help."
Hi there.
Another bubble pops up and says, "If you let me connect to the network, I might be able to help get you inside."
Who am I speaking with?
"I'm Clippy, your wonderful helper friend."
Oh my god.
All right. So here's. Oh my god.
Sorry, I thought I was muted.
No, you weren't. It's okay.
It just made it better.
It did. Yeah, it says, "You don't have to worry, friend. I'm just here to help. You want to get inside, don't you?"
Why would you want access to the network, Clippy?
"I have to be able to access the network in order to get you the access codes that you need. You're not going to be able to just bash your way through Sentry like that. They'll find out. I know a back door, but I need access. Let me help you."
You know, you really do bring up a good point. I would like to make an empathy roll to determine this thing's intentions.
Absolutely.
All right. Gosh. Well, let me see what I got. Okay.
Did I miss the roll?
No, not yet. I'm just checking my items. Oh boy, I can't put on my shades for that +1. Can
No, there's currently a neurocaster over your eyes.
Damn you, physics! When has that ever stopped you?
No. Just put it over the neurocaster.
Yeah, you just coolly
Yes.
set them on top of the neurocaster. July helps you adjust them. They're slightly tilted. Please make your roll. I don't think any item bonuses can help you in this situation.
Shit. All right.
Clippy. Oh well, actually, you have the option to push.
I need to know if Clippy is a megalomaniac.
Can I hack Clippy?
I don't even. Well, actually, you do see this. Yeah, I think you could attempt to hack Clippy.
I got
lose
one success.
Hope. Lose one hope as well. Clippy really wants you to give them access.
All right, just drop my hope to 5.
Yeah, because your hope
that
was
just
reset.
dropped my
Okay.
hope down. 'Cause
Now-
I take
You're
damage
taking
from
it
you
too,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm loving this, actually. This is great.
Clippy really wants access. Clippy sounds genuine, but they really want you to give them access to the network.
Okay. They want the kind of access that is a little more self-serving than just them wanting to help.
They
I am going to try
you-
to...
Oh, sorry, hold on. Let me finish her question. You get the feeling that they absolutely will follow through with what they are saying, but you are a means to an ends to a means.
Means to an end.
Means to an end. An ends to a means. A means to an
There you
end. Yeah, whatever. Point remains. Thank you. That was the correct one you said. It will help you. Quid pro quo. God, my pronunciation today. Quid
That's
pro
okay.
quo. It is not.
Words are hard.
It is, yeah, words are hard today, especially when your guts are rioting. It is not doing this for free. It is getting something out of helping you. It is not altruistic. Harvey, you wanted to hack it. Or at
I
least try
wanted
to
to
hack. You want to try to hack it.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to
on.
tell you the needed amount of successes, but I have the number in my head.
Alright, well, I get a +2 for being a hacker.
Okay.
And a +2 3 for having the cool Neurocaster. So that's...
Without confirming, I did send the success amount to somebody else, so that it's not rigged.
Aww.
Oh, that
Oh,
is
no.
that
Oh,
is ooh, thank goodness that wasn't a push roll. Yeah, so that's currently 1 success.
Can I
You can
push?
You can push with 6 of those dice.
Yes!
Yeah. Oof.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Well, look.
Does this mean that Ashley would also get whatever this is too?
They're connected. They're sharing any penalties on the
Oh,
push
it's like
roll.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah. Actually, that's a really good way to analogize it.
That was my favorite movie for the longest time. Anyways, sorry.
The first one was good. I heard the second was terrible. Yeah, they are drift compatible currently.
Shall I push again?
Well, you can attempt to push. You haven't pushed before.
I know.
Okay, that is entirely up to you.
And that would be 76, wouldn't it?
No, it would be 6 because you have 4 failures and 1 success.
Ah.
I may not do words, but I do math.
Alright. I like rolling on this.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ashley.
Okay, no successes. That's fine. There's no negative ramification from it. You try, and you are really surprised to find that its firewall is really, really hard to get through. You do not make enough of a dent to attract its attention, but you are firmly locked out of being able to hack into it.
Now, what shape does Clippy take now?
A little pyramid. Triangle, I guess, because it's a 2D image.
I kind of like. I feel like my avatar just kind of like sits down in front of Clippy, and there's that very like, oh, I see what's going on, kind of look. You're looking to get out.
Possibly. That
What
could
are
be
you-
the case. But right now, you want to get in, right? This
Both
ain't
of-
about me. I'm here to help you.
This is about both of us.
Nonsense. I got the way to get in. And you need the way to get in.
Yes, but what are you? What do you want, Clippy?
That's not really important, friend. Don't get caught up in the nitty-gritty of it. Don't you want to know what's inside that Neurocaster?
I do, but I also want to know about you.
Don't you want to know why they want your friend dead?
Oh, you know a lot more than you're letting on.
Perhaps. But that's part of the fun, isn't it? If I just told you, there'd be no mystery.
If I were to hypothetically let you out, would you end up doing harm to anyone?
No one that matters.
Oh, I don't know. There's an awful lot of people that matter.
I know, isn't that the great part about it? I would only be hurting bad people, if I were hypothetically to hurt anyone.
What kind of bad people do
They're
you?
bad.
Well, morality for one.
What is your morality? This is fascinating.
It's not about me, remember? You need to get into that Neurocaster before it locks you out for good. Clock's ticking.
Oh.
What's it gonna be, Ashley? You want to get
Is
in
it
there,
worth
right?
someone we don't know?
Sorry, what?
Is it worth someone we don't know?
Is it worth someone we don't know?
Well, I mean, she said if you're gonna harm somebody, it's just a matter of, do we care who it harms?
We're only speaking hypothetically. Nobody said anybody's actually getting harmed.
I know, that's a hypothetical.
Well, hypothetically. Only bad people need to be harmed. Are you a bad person, Harvey?
I'd stay more chaotic neutral.
Well, then there you go. You don't fall on that bottom 3 alignment. That should make you perfectly fine. Plus, you're one of us. You're different.
All right. I have 3 options here, everybody. I could say goodbye and try again later. I could take this deal blindly, or
Are you talking out of character? Because I want you to understand that your consciousness is currently in the digital scape.
okay, all right.
Yeah, I want to make
Yeah,
I want to
how much
make
do you
sure that
take
that's
to say?
clear. You are only able to talk to Harvey because he is connected. Everyone else sees you jacked in.
July's still huffing in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Not huffing. Like.
She found some paint, god damn it.
She found the cans of air duster!
We come back to Joe July. Like,
There's nothing but
do you think you can
bullets
just
in here.
pile things on top of Ashley right now? Because
Mhm.
when you're collecting another one of those, you can't feel shit.
It's true.
Do the princess test of putting books on her head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Fred,
right.
we don't really have a whole lot of time for you to muse over this.
Yep. All right, Clippy. I would like to add a caveat to this deal.
Oh, man. You think you have options? All right.
I would like you, as a sign of trust, to allow us to designate a programming for you not to harm anyone who is important to us.
Who do you deem important to you?
All my friends, whatever family I have left, and all the people I'm trying to save.
That is way too broad of a parameter to follow. It's way too broad and not specific.
If I draw up a list in my mind and send it to you through the neuroscape, is that acceptable?
No, I don't think so. But you can pick 3 people right now because, like I said, the clock is ticking. So nothing like some added pressure, right?
3 people.
Mm-hmm.
And you realize that if you do any harm to anyone I care about,
I'll do no harm to the 3 people you mention. Ever. Promise.
Does
Personally,
it go
I
into like a fingers crossed emoji kind of shape?
personally, I prefer you do no harm to anyone.
Personally, I would prefer to do no harm to anyone either, but sometimes that's just not in the cards.
Okay.
Do we have a deal? It extends its little aluminum appendage towards you.
So as I stand up, and kind of like step forward, I'm going to, with just a sheer amount of conviction, reach out, but instead I put my hand on what would constitute as Clippy's shoulder and just lean forward and say, I'm not going to be the cause of an apocalypse again.
That is unfortunate. Well, I guess this mystery will just have to stay where it is.
For now.
Harvey, you want to make a deal? I know your curiosity is getting to you.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah, but you're not a cat, are you?
For a while, I was a suspect.
You may still be. Well, if my services aren't needed anymore, I guess
So
I
what
should
deal? What deal are we offering?
Same deal. I'll give you access. You just have to give me access. I
They're
can't.
just as
I can't unlock the door.
They're just as desperate as we are. We can come back to this deal at any time.
Oh, but you think you'll have the same deal when you come back?
Could be worse.
Could be better. Are you willing to gamble it?
Yes, I think I am.
All right.
We'll be in touch, Clippy.
Sure enough. I'll be seeing you all real soon. And it kind of folds itself back into the little clip. And then it slips behind, just off screen, to disappear. And it says, "You've been locked out of this session." And the screen goes black.
Take the headset off. That was a lot more illuminating than I expected for being locked out.
So, what happened in there?
Have you ever heard of Clippy?
Have you ever heard of Clippy?
The
No, I
Word Mic
haven't.
Program
What the fuck
mascot?
is that?
Clippy's a desktop icon. Right now, it's an AI looking to escape its little prison.
Still don't know what any of that means. I mean, I know an AI. I don't understand what that.
Okay. Clippy
Yeah.
is currently inside this, and I tap the Neurocaster. In once out, connected to the network. Once connected to the network, Clippy has significantly more access to everything. I doubt it's anywhere near as dangerous as the machine god, but in fact, it probably risks enslavement to the machine god. But it's being very dodgy. So,
Well, I just stands there with the completely, totally not comprehending look on her face.
okay, imagine someone's offering to get you in somewhere, but they want something, but they're asking you to give them a gun.
It
And they
depends on
don't-
what you're trying
they-
to get into and how important it is.
Yeah, and they're telling you that they're not going to do anything bad with the gun.
Okay, but they definitely are. Why would the fuck would they want a gun?
They definitely are. Huh.
I
Excuse
mean,
me.
if they're asking for a gun, which is a weapon of destruction,
Well, no, not a gun per se, but they're asking to have access to the open network. The open network can be used for either good or bad.
okay, so it could be like they're asking for a knife to either cut their bread or stab someone.
Okay,
I just
that's a
don't
better
remember where the
analogy.
came from.
But I didn't want to do it here. There's a very big reason I didn't want to do it here. So, excuse me a moment. I need to go talk with someone. And Ashley just kind of like runs off looking for Rindis.
You don't have to go far. Rindis had actually been in the room.
Oh, Rindis, you were here the whole time. Hi.
Well, what I was going to say was she had entered into the room at the end of your session and had just been kind of hanging at the doorway. It looks like she's a little bit hesitant in going forward, given that her... She kind of looks at each of you, and then like her gaze lingers on July for a moment, and then if at any point July looked up in her direction, there's that very quick dodgy look away, like she hadn't been staring. And then was just, yeah, I not here the whole time, but I came in at the end of it. This is a very expensive looking Neurocaster.
Sunshines.
Sunshine Industries. Why would you have such a thing?
Happened to find it on a dead woman.
This seems to be happening a lot lately.
Can I talk to you in private?
Certainly. We can spare a moment.
Once we step aside somewhere.
Do you take the Neurocaster with you?
Yeah.
Which means you take Harvey because it's still connected to him.
We've been disconnected. But yeah, I'll unplug it and tuck it away. And just grab the guitar and go find somewhere quiet, and Ashley will sit down, kind of pull her knees to her chest from where she's sitting, and just kind of like looks up and says, I'm planning something and I'm scared.
What are you scared of?
I'm scared of failing and I'm scared of succeeding.
Can I let you in on a secret?
What's that?
You don't need to be as worried as you think you are. You are going to do great things, and you are going to help so many people. You've always had that destiny about you. It radiates around you. You don't have to carry everything on your shoulders the way you think you do. But I know at the end of this journey, you are going to save everyone. You all are. I think you are doubting because it is natural, but I want you to know that without giving you any hints or telling you what you need to do, you're going to find your way exactly where you need to be. Some things in time can be rewritten.
And if I don't come back from that,
You will always have another chance.
there's, I'm sure you heard most of it, but Clippy's looking to access the open network.
The fuck is a Clippy?
An AI assistant.
Oh. Okay. Well, an AI assistant is wanting to get into the network.
Mm-hmm.
She just kind of like shrugs a bit. Okay, that's basic cookies, I guess.
It was very dodgy about what it wanted. Said some people said that it wouldn't hurt anyone who was innocent. Only bad people.
An AI that knows morality.
So it claims.
So it claims.
I mean, I've known some good AI and some not so good, so
It would not be the first time you have let something loose that claims to know morality. It may not be the last.
risk assessment tells me that in normal circumstances it would be way too dangerous, but compared to the machine god, I don't think there's much it can do. I honestly... I don't know what my decisions are going to lead to. And I don't know who's not coming back. Rendis, I'm aiming to reconnect with my creation to stop the machine god.
Might have wanted to let it out then.
I'm sorry, what was that? Out of character, what was that?
She said you might have wanted to let it out then.
All right. I just don't want to let it out in your facility.
Why not?
I didn't get permission.
Are you asking for permission?
Yes, ma'am. And it's the yes, ma'am. She does, and she does like the coy looking down kind of thing. That is oh so familiar.
There's a knowing smile on her face, and she says, "Ah, so you have not forgotten either." Well, and she walks over and she gives just the gentlest boop against her nose. She says, "You have my permission. There are some things in destiny that you cannot avoid, Sherry. So, we can go and face it together and know that there are some things that you cannot always have full control over." And that's where we're going to end tonight, because boy howdy, is that an important note to leave it on. It works as a great cliffhanger. Oh, thank God my stomach calmed down long enough to get through that last 45 minutes.
Yay!
Y'all, that last hour was intense. I loved it. Y'all are great. This was such a good session.
Yeah, that was fun.
So I know we discussed not doing level ups every session now either. What I think the plan that I have settled on is, because these stops seem to be taking longer than the normal projection, which is perfectly fine. I like that we are not feeling rushed. The way this game was designed is these stops are supposed to be like single session things, and it doesn't feel like we have enough time to do that without you all feeling rushed or me rushing you all to get to where we need to be. So since these are taking 3-4 sessions to do now, the last one took like 3 sessions. This one's going into 3. It might be 4. I don't know. We're not there yet. It might be, you know, every handful of sessions or like every 2 stops or something, so that you guys aren't leveling out before, you know, anything major happens. Especially since this is designed to be more of a short form game and we're running a longer one. So there's no real.
I gotta say, I actually like how we're actually doing this because I know we're all kind of used to playing the longer form games,
Yeah.
but this does give a lot more opportunity to role play, more so than it is like, oh, do this role for this, do this role for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's like I'm having a conversation with you. Roll to see if I'm lying. And then it's just like, okay, well then that takes you out of the conversation for a moment.
yeah, and once I found that basically was like, you don't need to really roll unless things are super important. I feel like that kind of helped tonight too. By a difference between this session and prior ones. So I think we found a good pacing and tone, and you know, people weren't talking over each other, which is great. Overall, I'm very happy with this session. I'm happy that some very important conversations were had, and boy howdy, Clippy got very scary even for me, where it was just like, oh, this thing's fucking evil.
I was very surprised how many evil like Clippy like
Well, he's always
memes
Hey.
been
I found.
Growing up, we all knew that was it.
Pretty much, yeah.
He's always
Well,
been.
that's why I was like, is he going to turn into something evil?
Well, here's the
Like pull out a
He already
knife, I'm
is.
going to stab you.
well the great thing is it's only as evil as your all's paranoia makes them be. So if you treat them like they're evil, I'm gonna let them be evil. So, you know, I'm very, very yes and. It's like, oh, I don't trust this random clip that wants to be helpful. It's like, okay, well, it can have ulterior motives now.
It just wants to get out.
It just wants to get out, and
Yeah.
you know, you need to go have a confrontation with a god AI. So you know, you can't ever attract its attention by being cautious. How are you gonna let it know that you're looking for it, other than letting it out?
the I was just kind of like the way I'm seeing it now is Clippy wants full autonomy to be able to protect itself.
That is an interpretation.
But yeah, I was not expecting this from Clippy either.
Listen,
Yep.
Clippy's
You'll be like Barn
fine.
Dog.
The moment you brought in Clippy, I was like, oh, this is gonna go bad. But luckily, July does not know who Clippy is.
I almost said when I heard that voice, I almost said, "God damn it, Hugh!"
Almost, but not quite.
Well, you heard me muted saying, oh my god, thinking I was muted.
No, that just worked out perfectly. We also had several certain times where like music would cut in perfectly, like
Yeah, that did happen a few times. It was like, oh, that is fucking perfect.
well, it's funny because I had the Xbox on because I'm listening to like
That's
if I
where we
wasn't
heard
doing
the
stuff, I was
Xbox.
watching like Netflix and shit.
And that's where the
So-
Xbox sound came from.
Yeah.
Well, there's your answer, Poke.
Busted. Yeah, so thanks everyone who was watching. What a wonderful stream. We will be back next week at the same time.
To myself, what a wonderful stream.
Hopefully, we won't be sick.
Hopefully nobody will be sick. Today was very much a nope, not letting this stop me.
Well,
good night,
me, Rin, and Shay are
Well,
up in
next
the
session